Hello, goddesses. Mother's Day is coming up, and I know for some of you, maybe many of you, you have an unhealed mother wound, meaning maybe you didn't grow up with the best mother. Maybe you had a narcissist mother. Maybe you have a strained relationship with your mother that even though you know that she loves you, there are certain things that happened that traumatize you, whether consciously or unconsciously. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to heal your mother wound and how important it is to heal that in order for you to start embodying your divine feminine energy. All right? Thank you for watching my channel. I am Magickal. I'm a manifestation coach and pleasure priestess, and I teach women how to activate their sensual, sexual, and spiritual powers so you can literally manifest anything that you want. If you love all this kind of content, from spell work to rituals to tutorials, definitely subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. I post videos every week. Let's get into it. So, what is the mother wound? The mother wound is really oftentimes generational trauma passed down. It's things that your mother did, or stepmother, whoever your mother figure in your life did, that consciously or unconsciously put limiting beliefs and programmings in you. So you may not have realized it then, but maybe as an adult, you're realizing, why do I have such low self-esteem? Or why do I not trust men? Why am I a people pleaser? And oftentimes this is because we learn this from our mothers. Because who are our first teachers? We absorb so much of our subconscious programming from our parents, from what they said, from how they acted, and this gets ingrained, and you realize it later on as you're healing, as you're going through your spiritual journey, that the reasons why you're doing certain things or acting a certain way is because of your subconscious programming, is because of your mother wound. There's also a father wound, but in this video, because Mother's Day is coming up, this is all about healing the mother wound. So I want to share a little bit about my story. So when it comes to my mother, I definitely had a huge mother wound because my mother was not nurturing. My mother was not what I believe to be what a mother is. She wasn't compassionate. She was actually a tiger mom. She was very strict and she wasn't affectionate with me. And when I was going through I don't know if you all have seen my story. There's several videos where I talk about my journey healing my sexual trauma. When I tried to tell her when I was younger about my father abusing me, she didn't believe me. So this made it worse because I thought my mother was going to protect me. My mother was supposed to save me, all this, and that didn't happen. So it created this complex for me that made me so defensive. And I realized that that hardness, that shell, was an unhealed survivor masculine energy. So until I healed that, until I started mothering myself and giving myself what I needed and really reprogramming my subconscious, then I was able to really tap into my healed divine feminine energy of compassion, of understanding, of being more empathetic, of being more nurturing. So how do you do this? One, I want you to really accept, and I know this can be hard for some people to hear, but one of the things that really hurt me was that I had expectations that were continuously not met because I expected my mother to be a certain way and she wasn't, and it disappointed me. When I started realizing that I had to accept who she was, doesn't mean you have to tolerate certain behavior, but know that, sometimes people are who they are. And oftentimes they're doing it unconsciously because they haven't healed their own programming. I remember my mother used to tell me, oh, my mother never did this for me. She was never nurturing. She was not like this. I realized that she had inherited that generational wound, that generational trauma. And when I started seeing my mother as a little girl as well, also getting that generational subconscious conditioning and programming, I started to forgive her and myself. And this didn't happen because my mother and I had a conversation about this, because we didn't. This was a practice that I did myself. So I would go into deep meditations where I would actually talk and forgive her younger self. I would forgive her. I would forgive versions of her, and I would send love to her. Another way that I did this, another practice, is I started mothering myself. So all the things that I expected, that I thought that I wanted or what I craved from her, I gave it to myself. So I started being more compassionate with myself. I started mothering myself. I started nurturing myself. All the things, once you realize in this spiritual journey that you are actually your own savior, that you can be your best lover, that you can be your mother, your father, your best friend, your best cheerleader, the moment you are that for yourself, you start attracting that into your life. And let me tell you, over the years, as I've gotten older, my relationship with my mother actually has changed. She has gotten more nurturing. She has gotten more compassionate. Not exactly how I would have pictured the best ever, but it's changed because I've also changed the way that I've approached her. I've also changed my energy. I've also set clear boundaries. And that's one of the benefits of being in your healed, divine feminine energy, is that you raise your standards and you raise your boundaries. Because there really was a point in my life where I cut her off. And when we started to talk again, I had clear boundaries. And I told her, if you cross these boundaries, I am not afraid to have you not be in my life. And because of that, because I did that for myself and I took that stand, our relationship did change. I'm not promising you that this will, but I'm telling you from my experience, when you start raising your own standards and having clear boundaries and mothering yourself, the relationships you have with other people will change. When you start healing your mother wound, and especially this is so important if you are planning to have children, or if you already have children, if you do not heal your mother wound, then you will continue to pass on that generational trauma to your children. And you will wonder why are they acting like this? And you realize that you're doing the same thing that your mother may have done because you haven't healed that. In order to raise a conscious child, you need to be a conscious parent. You need to be a conscious person. So if you don't want to pass on generational trauma to your children or future children, you need to do this inner work yourself. It is so powerful. And once you do this, your energy will change. You will embody more of your divine feminine energy, your light and your dark energy. You become more compassionate, more empathetic, more nurturing to yourself and to others. So let me know in the comments below, what practice are you going to start doing to heal your mother wound? When you realize that so many people out there are hurting others and hurting themselves because they have unhealed parental wounds and passed on generational trauma, when people start really healing that, we will really heal the world and each other. And we'll also treat Mother Earth, our mother, so much better. We will have more respect for her, we will have more compassion, more empathy, and we will also nurture her because she is nurturing us. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, the stepmothers, the aunts, the grandmothers, any mother figures. I send you so much love and so much compassion. Happy Mother's Day. And if you love this episode and all other things that have to do with spirituality, sensuality, sexuality, feminine energy, definitely subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified of my videos every week. Also, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post daily. All right, and subscribe to my newsletter because you'll get some extra perks, special pricing, and new announcements that I don't announce anywhere else yet, and you guys will hear it first. All right, see you next time. Bye.